Web application development online session number 4. Okay. Yesterday I gave introduction to servlets. Okay. So servlet as a technology. So servlet as a technology. Servlet technology. So what do you know about servlet technology? Java based web technology. That's it. Java based web technology. Over. And then I was answering this question. What is a servlet? Server side Java program. It is a server side Java program. That's all. Programming point of view, what is a servlet? A Java class. A Java class. Servlet is a Java class. User defined Java class. User defined Java class means programmer developed Java class. So servlet development means one Java class development. That's all. And what can a servlet do? What is the main purpose of a servlet? What is the main purpose of a servlet? Very simple. Extending the functionality. Extending the functionality of the web server. Extending the functionality. If a servlet is not there, I mean if server-side program is not there, web server can support only static website. What servlet can do is, it can enhance, it can increase the power of the web server. So servlet extends the functionality of the web server. So interactive website is possible with a servlet. What are the duty? What does a servlet do? Or what can a servlet do? What is the answer? Yeah, it can capture the user input. User input it will take. It will communicate with the database. It processes data. It produces the response page. Okay. And give to web server. Finished. Web server will send the response page to the user. Exactly. In the last class, we were talking this. We also were talking what is the life cycle of a servlet. Before developing the servlet, before writing code, first we should have an idea on servlet life cycle. Okay. I told you the other day, not yesterday, if it is the browser, okay, if it is a Java based website, here you will have web container. Web container has one part called web server. Not only web server, another thing also will be there, servlet container. Always a Java web application is loaded into web container. First client request comes to web server. If the request is for servlet, web server cannot execute the servlet. Web server passes on the request to servlet container. Hello, servlet container. Earlier, only request came for HTML. I only served the client request. I did not beg you. Any HTML sake request coming. But now the request involves user input. I want to invoke a servlet. Servlet only can help me. But I cannot execute the servlet now. My dear colleague, I am passing on the control to you. After receiving the client request via web server, what does the servlet container do? It executes the servlet. It controls the birth, death of a servlet. Who gives birth to a servlet? Means who creates the object of the servlet class? Servlet container. Who kills the servlet? Servlet container. Servlet's instantiation, servlet's destruction, between the creation and destruction, what are the other phases? All are controlled by servlet container. Okay. So that is what the point is. So a servlet has three life cycle methods. One is init, service, destroy. Similarly, a servlet has four life cycle phases. What they are? Instantiation phase, initialization phase, servicing phase, destruction phase. Let us start learning each and every phase. Once we learn these four phases, next story will be application development only. So, after learning these four phases, we will be learning how to develop a Java web application, right? So, with this note, recapitulation is over. Let us start today's story fresh. Explain about instantiation phase of a servlet. Explain about the instantiation phase of a servlet. Servlet container creating the object of the servlet class is nothing but instantiation phase of the servlet. Who creates which class object? Servlet container software creates the object of our own developed servlet. Login servlet, registration servlet, funds transfer servlet, depends upon your project. So instantiation phase is nothing but servlet container creating the object of the servlet class. So tell me, Who creates the object of servlet class? Servlet container. But when does it create? When a request for a servlet is received for the first time, comma, servlet container creates the instance, means object of the servlet class. So application development is damn easy. Application development is damn easy, but you should be fundamentally strong. So concepts first be clear. Not only my teaching, anything you are learning, people feel coding important, coding important. It is nonsense, believe me. First, fundamentally be clear. Through practice, coding improves. Without conceptual idea, only thinking about coding is a joke in my viewpoint. Okay, that's all. So please try to understand this. One example I will tell you. This is, assume this is web container. Into this web container, we installed online result application. Tell me, as a Java professional, what you have done that? What you have done? I installed online result application. I installed into web container. No problem. In this web container, okay, so what do you have? What do you have? Naturally, you should be having, okay, web server. Definitely web server should be there. Very good. And online result application, you will have a result servlet as part of that. Result servlet will be there, and one result.html also there. Why result.html? Input page na. User should enter the hall ticket number na. Apply a bit common sense also here. Online result application has one HTML file and one servlet. Servlet is for dynamism. Result.html for input. Very good. Very good. Browser 1, browser 2, browser 3. These are clients. Okay, client 1, client 2. Fine. Client 3. It means so many students are using this. Assume one student, okay, somehow, okay, somehow into the browser typed the address. This HTML address, assume. Okay, so now tell me, from the browser, which page sake request came? Which page sake request has come? result.html sec request has come, please. From the browser, because without entering the hall ticket number, result cannot come. Na, apply common sense. From the browser, request comes to web server. Request comes to web server. Similarly, from second student also sends the request. Same na, site, website same, different students. Similarly, one more also sends. Now tell me, request came for which page? Input page. So first student request also for that page only. Second request also for that one. Similarly, result.html. Now tell me, what is the duty of the web server? Request is not for servlet. Request is for HTML. If the request is for static resource, web server need not take its colleagues' help. Na? Therefore, request is for HTML sake only. You know what web server will do? From the hard disk of this computer, it will read result.html and sends to the browser. Tell me, who sends what to whom? That web form, input screen HTML sends. Like that, web server on its own, without taking any other fellow's help, it will read that HTML and it will send to the browsers. Very good. Assume all three students from three different client machines got the request. I mean, input screen they have got. Okay. That input screen will have a text box, one label, enter the hall ticket number like. Apply common sense. I am not so clearly doing here. Fine. So now tell me, what does this student do now? Enters the hall ticket number. Enters the hall ticket number into this page, sends the request. Similarly, another student also enters the hall ticket number and clicks on the submit button. Okay, think like that. Now, web server receives one of the client requests first now. So now what happened is, web server received one client request. Tell me, now, actually, what is the expectation of the student getting the result? Can web server attend this request? Impossible. But now request will be not for HTML sake, server side program sake, request will come. Very good. Can web server execute that servlet? No. Then what web server will do? It will talk to whom? Servlet container. Okay, servlet container. Web server and servlet container, both of them part of web container only. So now web server passes on the control to servlet container. Hello, servlet container. I am not a lazy fellow to ask you to do the job. Previously request for a static resource. Therefore, I myself served the pages to all the requested clients. But this time, the request is not for static resource. That fellow entered the hall ticket number. My browser sends me that hall ticket number. I am giving to you that hall ticket number also. But sorry, one server side program to be executed for this request. I cannot execute that. Please take the control. Now tell me, who gets the control? Servlet container. Whenever First time client request comes for this result servlet, what does the servlet container do? It creates the object of the result servlet. Who creates whose object? Servlet container creates the object of result servlet. That's all. Assume second user, another student sends the same request, same hall ticket number, same website. Again, web server gets the control. It will switch the control to servlet container. Now request is not for the first time. Now request is for the second time it is coming for the same servlet. Sorry, servlet container does not create result servlet object once again. University website, 1 lakh students visit. You mean to say 1 lakh objects will be created? Sorry, only one object will be there, believe me. Only one object will be there. So, when a request for a servlet is received for the first time, servlet container creates the object of the servlet class. Okay. Servlet class, servlet instance is created only once. Okay. It is created only once. 1,000 requests came also. 1,000 objects are not created. So that's all. Very simple. It is not so great, please. What do you understand about instantiation phase? Simple. Servlet container creating the object of the servlet class is nothing but instantiation phase of the servlet. When does servlet container create the object of the servlet class? After receiving the client request for the first time. Same result servlet, say hundreds of requests may come later, but when it received the first request, at that time only, it will create the instance of that class. Second request onwards, servlet container does not create the object of the servlet class. That is why servlet instance is created only once. Okay. That single instance only serves all the client's requests. Just read once, 1 minute, read that once. Okay. In core Java angle, very simple. Creating the object of servlet class is nothing but instantiation phase. Next question is, explain about initialization phase of a servlet. Okay. Next story is what? Initialization phase of a servlet. Servlet container calling the init method of the servlet is nothing but initialization phase of the servlet. So now tell me, who calls which method? Servlet container calling the init method of the servlet is nothing but the initialization phase of the servlet. That's all. What is instantiation phase? Servlet container creating the object of the servlet class is instantiation phase. Servlet container calling the init method of the servlet is nothing but initialization phase. Servlet container calls init method only once in the lifetime of a servlet. Please remember, whether 1,000 requests come or 1 lakh requests come, only once init method is called. Servlet class object created only once. Init method also is called only once. That's all. Why you are using the word only once, only once? Very simple. If you have common sense, same website, 1 lakh students visit for online result, 1 lakh servlets will not be there. Only one server side program will be there. First client request came. Servlet container creates the object of the result servlet. After that, servlet container calls the init method. That's all. Whether 1,000 requests come or 10,000 requests will come, init method will never be called once again. In the lifetime of a servlet, init method is called only once. That point please remember. That is the most important concept. Naturally, doubt should come. Sir, already instantiation is there. I know object orientation very well. Servlet object is there. Servlet object is there. Why can't it serve the client request? Why one more phase? Generally, if you know basics of object orientation, once object is created, it is ready to serve generally. Why it is not serving? After instantiation, why in between one more thing kept? That point you have to remember. No, please. Please remember. During instantiation phase, servlet container given birth to the servlet, but servletness has not been given. Okay. Servletness is not given means ability to serve the client request is not given to the servlet. In which phase? Instantiation phase. Servlet container saying, hello servlet, I only given birth to you means I only created the object of your class. You are ready? No, sorry, you are not ready. Don't feel great and try to serve the client request. No, you are a newborn baby. You have not got ability to serve the client request. I have to give you something more. Then only you will get eligibility to serve the client request. Okay. Servletness missing in which phase? Instantiation phase. So, servlet container providing the ability for the servlet instance to serve the client request. That phase is called initialization phase. Okay. Servlet container, okay, calls the init method. Very good. Very good. During the instantiation phase, servlet instance is there, means object is there, but it does not possess, means does not have servletness. to serve the client. During the instantiation phase, object is there, but it is not grown to serve the client request. Once init method of the servlet is completely executed, it is ready to serve the client request. That's so that is known as which phase? Initialization phase. As a programmer, what you write in the init method, programmer can do something here. Don't think so. Programmer has no role. No, 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 no. Programmer has the role. So, web application developer means servlet programmer. Okay. Writes code in init method to provide web application developer means servlet programmer writes code in init method to provide resources to the servlet. For example, database connection creation, creating the prepared statement object, etc. Now observe, servlet content. Now, servlet instance is talking to the servlet container. It will not really talk. For your understanding sake, I am saying. Servlet is asking the servlet container, hello, you have already celebrated my birthday, right? Already you have given me birth. Thank you for that. I don't want biology, but I know I am born to you. Very good. But why? Why not I can say, why can't I serve the client request immediately? I am a result servlet, na? I am ready to send the select statement, get the marks, produce the memo for the student. I will give to web server. I am ready now. Servlet container saying, please stop. You are just a newborn baby. That's all. You have not acquired the power of serving the client. Without database connection, how can you communicate? How can you send the select statement? So that is why what I will do, to serve the client request, what power is required to you, that power I will provide to you. Take it and get the servletness. Be ready for serving the client request. So that is why between instantiation and you serving the client request, another phase is given. That is called initialization phase. Okay, that's all. So as a programmer, in the init method, what do we write? Resources allocation. Over. With this, which phase is over? Instantiation is over. Initialization also over. What is the next phase? Explain about servicing phase of the servlet. Explain about servicing phase. I told you yesterday there are 4 phases: instantiation, initialization, and servicing. Now I am trying to explain servicing phase. Now tell me, result servlet, what are its duties? Get the halt ticket number from the web server. Send the select statement to the database. Process the data, marks. Produce the marks memo. Hand over to the web server. All those duties are performed by the servlet. But where do you write that code? All that code you cannot write wherever you want. It's a rule. You have to follow that rule only. Where you write is in the service method. In the service method, you do that. Okay. So yesterday, okay, uh, that notes, na? Okay. So if you look at this, what is the general structure? Look at this. Servlet container calling the service method. Servlet container calling the service method of the servlet. Servlet container calling the service method of the servlet is nothing but servicing phase of the servlet. Okay, that point we have to understand, please. Very good. Servlet container calling the service method of the servlet is nothing but servicing phase of the servlet. Very good. For each client request, service method is called once. Please observe carefully. Instantiation happens only once. Initialization happens only once. But again and again, which method is called? Service method is called. Look at this. Servlet class object created only once. Init method is called only once. Database connection should be created only once. Prepared statement creation only once. Now, once init method execution is over, this servlet has got servletness. It is ready to serve the client request. Now, servlet container called the service method. Once service method is completely executed, client will get the response page. Assume second student send the request. Second student sends the request to the online result servlet. Then what? Again object creation, again init? No. Again service method is called. How many times service method is called in the lifetime of a servlet? N times. What that N is? Clients. Okay. Servlet container calls service method as many times as there are number of client requests. Okay. If 1 lakh client requests came, yes, 1 lakh students are there, written the exam. Definitely 1 lakh people will send the request. Init method is not called 1 lakh times, but only one time. But service method is called 1 lakh times. No doubt. So, for each client request, service method is called once. Now, tell me, what is the first phase? Instantiation phase. What is the next phase? Initialization phase. What is the next phase? Servicing phase. After servicing the first client request, next what phase? People feel after servicing what? No, not a destruction phase. After serving one client request, servlet waits for next client request. After servicing, don't say destruction, that is blunder. After serving one client request, servlet will be waiting for the next client request. After serving it, again it will wait. So, after servicing destruction is not correct, please. Okay. After serving one client request, the servlet instance waits for another client request. That's all. It waits, that's all. Not that. So, a servlet has served the client request. Assume. After serving the client request, will it die? No. It will be waiting. For whom sake? Client request sake. It has not come. Somebody has not come for you. Will you die? Wait, that's all. That is life. Servlet also same. So somebody does not come. Wait. Don't die. So servlet also waits for the client requests. Then when it will die? When time comes. Not somebody does not come will not die. Apply that in your life also. Don't go deep into that. So point to understand here is, after serving one client request, same servlet instance, okay, waits for the other client's request, but it will not die. Okay. Explain about. After this answer, we'll go for application development. So you should not go anywhere. You have to listen the procedure of application development. Okay. Yes, please. Explain about destruction phase of a servlet. Servlet container calling the destroy method, of the servlet is nothing but its destruction phase. Its destruction means not container's destruction, servlet's destruction phase. Okay. How many times servlet destroy method is called? How many times anybody dies? A coward, okay, dies every day. But servlet will not die every time, right? It dies only once. Okay. Servlet container calls destroy method on the servlet only once. That is, in the lifetime of the servlet, destroy method is called only once. How many times init method is called? Only once. Only once. How many times service method is called? N times. If 100 students sends the request, 100 times called. If 1,000 students requested, 1,000 times called. For each client request, service method is called once. Okay. When is called? When is destroy method is called? When the application is unloaded by the administrator. So when the application is unloaded or the server is shut down. When the server is shut down or the application is unloaded. Okay. Servlet container calls the destroy. That's all. As a programmer, what is your role? As a programmer, what is your role? As a programmer, what is your role? Resources releasing. Today I will take class up to 9:15. If you log out before 9:15, if you foolishly come to tomorrow's class, I am not responsible if you understood or not. Okay. That's all. Remember that point. It's not a joke, please. Coming one day, missing one day. Lifetime you will not get the job. Believe me. Okay? Fine. So, you have to listen to the class till the end. Then only you will understand tomorrow's class. Okay, don't cry tomorrow that you are not understanding. Okay, that's all. Resources releasing. Okay, for example, closing the prepared statement, closing the connection is done in destroy method. Hello, Servlet. You are born. You are meant for serving the client request. I know that as a servlet, to attend the client request, you need certain things. I have given to you in init method. Enjoy, enjoy. By using these resources, serve. Your life is serving, serving, serving. That's why you are a servlet. But that website administrator decided to unload the application. No more these services I provide to the users. Website administrator decided. Then that fellow will unload the application, unhosting the website. Then it will happen. Servlet container, okay, calls the destroy method. Why calling the destroy method? After destroy, servlet container will destroy this object. It kills the object. So, why destruction phase is given in the life of a servlet, you know? It is to help the programmers. Hello, programmer. You have created database connection. You have given that to the servlet. This servlet is going to die. After death, you cannot ask anything this fellow. Take. Whatever you have given, take back. Okay. So, chance is given. The chance is given to programmer. Hello, programmer. Destroy method is given not for servlet's sake, for your sake. Whatever you have given to this fellow, take back. Otherwise, this fellow is going to die. After death, you cannot ask that fellow. So, just before garbage collecting, Mr. Simran Yadav, after the class is over, 9:15 to 9:30, I clear the doubts. At that time, ask your requirements, please. Right? Okay. So that is the reason why. Please control for another few minutes. 9:15 onwards, I clear the doubts. At that time, ask what your requirements are. In the meantime, concentrate on listening to the class rather than old class story. Okay, fine. Very good. Thank you. Now, so destroy method. Programmer, what you will do? Whatever resources you have given in the init method to the servlet, take them back. Resources releasing or resources deallocation, closing the prepared statement, closing the database connection, etc. Okay, so that is the point to understand. Good. After calling destroy method, comma, servlet container marks the servlet instance for garbage collection. This is a lot of core Java concept. Don't ask me. I will not answer this. Okay, because core Java you have to learn, not in advanced Java, but a few minutes I'll spend on that. So now tell me, first destroy method is called or object is destroyed first? Seems to be servlet question, but it is indirectly core Java question. A method is called on the object. If object is dead, how the method can be called on the object? Therefore, destroy method is called first or object is destroyed first. Means you don't know core Java. That's all. A method is called on the servlet instance. It means what? The servlet object is still there in memory. After calling the destroy method, it will mark that object for garbage collection. Garbage collection, I will not explain, mother promise. It is not my duty in advanced Java. But removing the memory. Object created in instantiation phase. During destruction phase, object will be destroyed. Object destruction means no bombing will happen. Removing the object from memory. How Java objects are removed from memory? Using the concept called garbage collection. Okay, that's all. Exactly 1 minute. I repeat the whole life cycle. Exactly 1 minute. First, what phase? Servlet container creates the object of the servlet class. Object is there, but it cannot serve the client request. To provide servletness, to make it ready to serve the client request, it calls the init method. Once init method is completely executed, servlet object has got servletness. It is ready to serve the client request. Next what? Servlet container calling the service method of the servlet is nothing but servicing phase. How many times servlet container calls the service method? For each client request, once. Init is called only once in the lifetime, but every client request service method is called once. After service method is completely executed means, you know what? User has got the marks memo. I mean response page that fellow has got. In the meantime, another client request came. Again, instantiation initialization will not happen. Again, container calls service. So, n number of times service method is called for each client request. Okay. That website administrator decided, let us unload this site or unload the application. Then, you know what servlet container do? Hello, developer. Already you have given some resources. Take back. Taking back chance sake, destruction phase concept is given in the life cycle of the servlet. Container calls the destroy method, and the programmer will release something here. After container calling the destroy method, only once in the lifetime of the servlet, then the object will be removed from the heap area of RAM. So, object creation, then init method calling. First destroy, after that object destroyed. That's all. So this is the whole story of servlet lifecycle. Now let us go for Java web application development. Fine. What are the steps involved in Java web application development? What are the steps involved in Java web application development? So now conceptually, theoretically, I have given some idea. I cannot say I have given complete idea. Without executing 2-3 examples, total clarity will never come. Okay, so now let us think about Java web application development. Okay. Step 1. Creating a structured hierarchy of directories. Step 2. Developing all the web resources of the application. All the web resources means your HTMLs, JavaScript files, your CSS files, composing the image files, audio video files, of course, servlets, JSPs. In that project, as per the services you are providing to the users, whatever requirements are there, all those files you develop. That's all. Step 3. Deployment descriptor development. Actually, web.xml. One file is there, web.xml. That file we have to develop. What is the meaning? Example time I will tell you. Okay, so first create some folders. After that, in that project, what files are required, develop them. After that, what you do? Develop one XML file called web.xml. It is known as deployment descriptor. Step 4. Configure the application files. Over these 4 steps. Each step now I elaborate. I cannot do example today. Tomorrow will be the example. But these steps, if we understand, tomorrow our time will be saved. One application completely we can develop and we can execute also. Okay, fine. So what is step 1? Step 1, okay, no, we don't write again step 1, directly side heading. Creating hierarchy of directories. Creating the directories. Something. Structured hierarchy of directories. Okay. You know what you have to do? You have to create a root folder first. Create a root folder with any name. Excuse me. First, what to do? You create a root folder. It's nothing great, just a folder, nothing else. I am creating a folder. New. Any folder you can give any name. I right clicked it, created the folder. What is the name of the folder? Any name. Apply common sense. I am developing a banking project. I say banking application. No. You are developing a shopping application. So shopping application. That's all. Which project you are developing, that name reflecting, created the folder. It is called the root folder. Very good. Within this folder, create another folder, web-inf, all capital letters. Web- not underscore. We have to create that folder. You cannot create wherever you want. Inside the root folder only you have to create. So observe this, what am I doing? Already one root folder created now. Inside this root folder, you create one folder. Web-inf. Over. Next. Within web-inf folder, create 3 folders. Okay. Number 1, src. Number 2, classes. Number 3, lib. 3 folders you have to create. Observe, where am I creating? First I created a root folder. Any name you can give. But inside the root folder, you should create a folder. That folder name should be web-inf. Inside this web-inf, create 3 folders. Okay, one folder is classes folder. Not inside the classes. Inside web-inf only, create another folder lib and one more folder src. Why to create and all examples time you will get the clarity. Okay, fine. Good. So with this, what is over? Structured hierarchy of directories creation is over. First create one folder, inside that another folder, inside that 3 folders. Over, that's all. But why I call it as structured hierarchy? You cannot go for root folder, you cannot create src. You cannot give whatever name you want. Names should be web-inf only, names should be these only. But root folder, you can create anything. Over, that's all. What is the second step? Second step is develop the web resources. Developing the web resources means In the application, whatever static resources and dynamic resources, whatever static resources and dynamic resources are required in the application, comma. Okay, whatever static resource and dynamic resources required in the application, develop all of them. Dynamic resources, I told you, servlets and JSPs. Static resources, whatever, right? HTMLs and all that stuff. Develop them. That's all. Okay. Deployment descriptor development. Develop an XML file, web.xml. Meaning and all, purpose and all, we'll see later. Why to develop. So what is the last step? Configuring the application files. Very simple. Configuring means, okay, copying the application files into appropriate folders. Is nothing but configuring the application files. Copying the application files into appropriate folders. Already we created folders now. Okay. Tell me what you have to. HTML files. Okay, HTML files, CSS files, JavaScript files, image files, etc. Copy into root folder. Already created now root folder. Java files copy into SRC folder. All dot class files. Once you compile the Java files, you get the dot class files now. All dot class files are to be copied into classes folder. Already told na classes folder. Okay. Any jar files. For example, JDBC driver jar file. Okay. Any jar files copy into lib folder. With example, everything will become clear. Don't worry. Into lib folder. Okay. Copy web.xml into where? Into WebIN. That's all. Example time clarity will come. There is no concept here, labor work. Okay, there is no concept to explain here. Just developing them and copy pasting them. Okay, already I created the folders now. Okay, I created root folder. Okay, see this root folder, shopping application. Inside this folder, your HTML, CSS, JavaScript files, all those things you copy. Inside the WebINF, what you have to copy? Web.xml you have to copy into WebINF. All the Java files of your project copy into SRC. Any jar files, for example, JDBC coding, driver software, driver jar file, copy into lib folder. In SRC folder, all the Java files you compile, na? When you compile, you get the .class file, na? Copy them into which folder? Classes folder. So, structured hierarchy of directories we created. First step. In second, third steps, whatever files you created, copy them into appropriate folders of these things. That's all. With this, application development is over. Okay. With example, more clarity will come. So with this, my teaching is over. You can start asking your doubts exactly after 1 minute. Yeah. Now you can start asking the questions. How can I get the previous class notes? So this advanced Java, once you log in, you have this. I will show you. Observe, please. Look at this. Once you visit Ashok IT website, once you visit Ashok IT website with your registration and all, you will get this dashboard and all that. Okay, here view notes will be there. First, what I will do is today's notes. First, I am uploading. Today's notes I am uploading, please. Good. So, how am I uploading? Just observe. So, upload notes. I have the option. Batch status in progress. What is the batch name? 54 advanced Java and 8 p.m. like. Topic name servlet life cycle. Date of notes also I am giving 7/11/24. Select file. I am uploading this file, please. Yeah, web app notes. Fine. After this, I am just clicking on submit. Class notes uploaded successfully. Once you log in, you visit that website, procedure will be there, or contact Ashok IT admin. Observe here, view notes option, view notes. See that every day, date wise. This batch started on 21st of last month. 21 to 24, 4 days notes I shared here. The next 25, 28, 29, 30, 1st of November, 4th November, and like this. So JDBC topic almost over. Servlets today is the 4th session. If you feel you missed a lot, you can get the recorded videos. You can contact admin. They will tell you. Ashok IT call to the office. They will tell you the procedures. And from here, you click on this. See this? Today's notes I uploaded like. So that's all. I answered your question, please. Somebody is asking. Somebody is asking, client wait for another client request, maximum how much time? No. If you are doing online banking, okay, You logged in. In the meantime, phone call came from a VIP. You know who is the VIP for you. You are keeping on talking. You left the machine. Later you remembered. When you clicked on that, it will say you are timed out. Your session will be, you will be logged out forcibly. So that topic will come under session tracking. So you are the user, you logged into your online banking website. You, after logging in, you stop doing the transaction. After some time, automatically it will remove. How much time? Bank will decide. Sometimes 5 minutes or 2 minutes or 1 minute like. But online result for students, session timeout, no time will be there. One user will enter all ticket number now. After 4 hours, another request. Still servlet will wait. I hope I answered the question. That's all. Any more questions, please?
Yeah, sir. This is my name is Muntajan.
Yeah.
Sir, first, for example, if a student enters, want to set mark details, hall ticket number,
Ah,
like he will get the uh, enter page. That page will read from the hard disk only.
ah.
But in our real time, how we to get the in our local machine, we'll get
Everything same only. Real time is a joke word. No real time. Whatever it is there here, real time also will be there. That's all. Real time is I hate that word. Okay. Real time or anywhere, story same. We teach real time only, please. For example, you visited one website, right?
yes, sir.
When you typed that address, okay,
Yeah.
how web server is doing, why our headache it is giving or not? Servlet onwards, what is happening? We have to know because we are Java professional.
Yeah.
How does web server do that duty? Unnecessarily increasing the headache. I already told you on day one very clearly. Web server software is a IO program. After receiving browser's request for a particular HTML from the hard disk of that machine, it will read that file, sends that file to the browser. Browser executes that HTML, displays as a web page. That's all, sir. Okay, sir? Or any more?
Okay.
Right, sir. Any more questions?
Hi, sir. Nitesh this side.
Yeah, Hitesh.
Uh, Sir, one question.
Ah,
If the object is created only once,
ah,
it will be used until the container kill,
ah,
or how it is?
ah.
So you told like once the object is created, it will
Not
be
object created, I said. Servlet instance. Servlet object
sorry.
only that
Server.
is applicable, not for every object in Java.
Okay.
Servlet object created only once. Continue the question.
Right. So servlet object is created.
Hmm.
So it will use until the container killed, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And then again container is created, then object will be in that
Means
servlet object is
when the
created.
container is shut down, that will die.
Right.
When your server is up again, after up, if the client request once again comes, again it has to create now because already it is garbage collected, right?
Right, sir.
Like that, like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, one more
Ask me.
question.
Any
So,
number of questions you can ask. Yeah, please.
in first question, you have in instantiation phase only.
Yeah.
In last point, it is mentioned that servlet instance is created only once. That
Uh,
single instance only servlets
Only
serves.
one object of the result servlet, one object of the balance inquiry servlet, only one object of the funds transfer servlet will serve all the customers request, all the client request. Again, I say the same. Now you ask me the doubt.
Okay, so that word is missing. Serves. That is
Uh,
the question.
what is that?
servlet serves. It is serves is missing, so I thought what it should be.
You are trying to say that my notes some problem is there.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
trying
sir.
to say.
So
Okay. Let us go for it.
okay, that is the that's it. Thank you.
Oh, you are talking about my notes typing. That single instance only serves. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you. Thank you. You served me rather than I served you here.
thank you, sir.
Serves all the. So now what should I do? I should go there and what should I be doing? I should delete that file. Okay. I should delete that file. Right. I should upload the notes because after correction in progress, select advanced, servlet lifecycle, browse, submit. Yeah, class notes updated, view notes. Yeah, servlet lifecycle. So servlet instance created, that single instance only serves all the client requests. Thank you. Any more questions?
Yeah, one more question, sir.
Yes, please.
So in the servlet's life cycle,
Ah.
database comes into picture once the initialization phase is completed, right?
Ah.
That time, right? Only.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that diagram, I I was confused. That is why I asked.
Now clear?
Yeah, it is clear.
Yes.
Hello, sir. This is Karthi.
Yeah.
Can you please share that diagram? I want to take that
No,
picture.
please. You have any time. Already I told you. I cannot share diagrams. This website is somehow problem supporting.
No, no, in that screen only. We will take that screenshot.
Oh, you are asking to show me now. Only show
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
one.
Yes, yes.
Nothing. Is it clear you feel? If you feel, I have no objection.
No, no.
Yeah, please.
Sometime it is take some time. You have to remember some points in that diagram only. That's why I'm asking.
Naturally. Take the pic of it in the notes writing time. You just draw, you will remember forever. Good.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Sir, hello, sir.
Yeah.
That we service in service method, we have the different types of request, like different types of request, like some login page, some sign up page, like different. So for that, we need to create different classes, sir.
For every service provided by a website, every service, one separate servlet we write.
So we need to ensure object creation that will happen.
Not objection. Yeah. See, not like that. Assume there is a bank.
Yes.
Registration will be there, na? Registering the account, like registration.
Yeah.
Registration servlet will be there. And login servlet will be there. Balance inquiry servlet will be there. 3 servlets. Funds transfer, 1 more servlet. Assume only these many services. Totally how many? 4 or 5 services.
Yeah.
1 lakh customers are there. No problem.
Yeah.
Every customer coming for balance inquiry, that balance inquiry servlet single object will serve all the client requests. For each online service provided by the website, 1 servlet will be there in the background.
Only service method only we need to modify. Like
See, you are writing a separate class now. Why modify you are saying?
yeah, like
Init
that.
method
Separate
also will
classes.
change, na? Init method also query will change, na?
Yeah.
Like that. So your question should be, sir, if 10 online services are there, how many servlets we have to write?
Yeah,
servlets.
exactly.
10 servlets we have to write.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Any more?
In single service method, it is not possible, sir. Like,
I'm sorry to say, no fool will do like that. Like that.
so destroy method actually for example, that is for we are providing online to all the continuous so that we cannot call destroy method as long time.
We cannot call, not we call them. Servlet
Uh,
container
the-
calls it.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, sir. Any more questions? So most of the people listen, they don't ask questions. Around 45 people still waiting coolly, but half a dozen everyday people only ask. Others also please start asking. So I think that's all. 9:30. Nobody's asking. Last chance. Anybody has any question? Yeah. I'm signing off.